in my opinion, there is no use for a publishing house from Skopje, from Sofia, and so on to translate their author into, let's say, English or German or French, to publish the book by their own, to print it in Skopje or Sofia, and to do what then with it? Put it in the drawer? So I would like to know if this is an aspect that would be interesting for you, since most of you don't do it, and if it maybe would be also wise for the program to also encourage partnerships between publishing houses from smaller countries and publishing houses from big countries. Because in Beletrina's case, there was a collaboration with a publishing house based in the UK, and it was a common project. They agreed to do that. Beletrina got the funding, but the UK publishing house actually published it under their brand and made it possible for the book to be distributed in the UK and in the US, for the book to travel and to reach its readers on the market where it's supposed to reach its readers, so on the English market. So maybe to close up slowly, what do you think of this aspect of the program and its potential, in your view?
So on one hand, that is a good idea that you have collaboration with other publishers, but on the other hand, when you act like an agent, then you put down your spaces for your author. Then that means that you have that publisher in that big country, and that is the only opportunity to sell the rights for the author. So that is, on the other hand, that is not good. So I'm not sure that any agent or any publishing house, let's say Zurkap or any from bigger country, would do that. So why we need to always fit in their suit, not think about that. So that is. So I think that needs to in the Creative Europe program, there need to be different kind of the programs for translation, not only one. They everything try to put under one in one program. You have a program for translation of, we say, novels, graphic novels, poetry, blah blah blah. It could be divided. Why not to be? Why not to? There is no program for non-fiction translation. So, and then also to be programmed for lesser used language to be translated and then to be on the market and give way to the try to sell authors. So that is maybe how things can be developed in the future. But to put all of those kind of different things, because it's called publishing business, and publishing business, it's not only one business, it's a lot of businesses in one name. So that is I think that is the problem of that project at all. So when you think about it on a bigger scale. So that is my opinion.
Well, our experience is that it's very difficult to find publishers abroad, and we have for 3 or 4 years tried really hard to present our authors to the agents, bigger agencies, and some bigger publishers, for example, in Germany. But we didn't have any success. It's really hard. I guess we are all facing the same problem to push some author from the Balkan to the Western European market. So it's honestly, we would like to see it done by an interest from another publishing house from another country, not to force it and to translate it and then to just ask for a distribution or we had similar. I can compare this with we had 2 of our books were translated into Croatian and Serbian with the support of the previous program, European program. And we saw that there is a tendency to just choose a work from Macedonia and to have a diversity in the program, and not to really like to promote the book afterwards. In comparison, we had an agency from Bulgaria that really liked one of our novels and pushed and asked for a Bulgarian publisher to publish it. It presented really nice, and the publisher that did publish the book really gave a lot of energy to promotion of the book. It really made an effort, and he didn't even get a grant for even the translation. So it's different thing when it's a grant, and different thing is when the book finds its own path to the publisher, keeps the attraction.
I'm very grateful, Renata, that you raised this question, because this is something that we are thinking about, but we have no experience so far. We tried last year at Frankfurt to sell some of our Bulgarian titles, but I think it was not a good approach, because it's different when you go somewhere to sell rights and to buy rights. The people that are selling and buying are different, so you have to think about different kind of meetings, and it was not successful. So I agree with Mr. Sardaric about this, about the translation of the text, and then you go and find a publisher outside the country. For me, I think it's doable. It will work better than finding a cooperation with a partner from Europe. At least for me, it's too hard to compare.
Well, our core business is publishing books for Slovene readers. So we are trying to sell rights for titles that of Slovene authors abroad. We did that this year for 5 titles that are going to be published around the world. That's for a small publishing house a lot. But I would like to stress another thing, not connected with this subject. The basic contradiction that I found in these EU grants. The grants are for literary works with high literary merit, and on the other side, we are forced to do a lot of promotion. I'm coming, I was a marketing professional in the past, and there is no tool that would convince people that read commercial literature to read high literature, or the best literature. In Slovenia, there are, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000 people that read really good literature, and there is really no marketing tool, no ads, nothing that would raise this number. We do a lot of efforts. I'm telling this on the basis of numbers, of sales of those books that were funded by EU grants. We didn't sell any more of them than we usually sell, and we did a lot of promotion for them. So it is a basic contradiction in this.
Say raised an interesting point in the previous answer and in this last one as well. The aim of this whole initiative is still, after 15 years, still quite unclear, and it will be advisable to clarify things a bit, and also that maybe things should be divided into different strands, sub-programs, I don't know. But to answer on this question, I put myself in a funny position, because I'm a representative of one of the quite successful publishing houses, and I'm complaining all the time. So to finish on a brighter note, I would have one thought crossed my mind. It can sound exotic, and it can maybe be interesting for us because Mladinska knjiga also has a bookstore chain here around Slovenia of about 50 bookstores, 52 or 53 at the moment. So at the moment Slovenia is flooded with people from foreign countries, tourists, and they're asking for the Slovenian literature in foreign languages. They're asking for, not just for picture books or for, I don't know, self-help books, but for the literature as well. So for us, this could be maybe an idea that we should maybe do what we didn't do so far, meaning translating Slovenian authors which we publish into, I don't know, probably English or German or maybe French. So, but it can be maybe just related to our publishing house because we are a big publishing house. So it's a different case.
This story about publishing in other countries, it's really I don't know how to express it properly, but you know, we have problems even in Slovenia from town to town. When you make promotion of a book, it's really about social network. We cannot have a successful promotion if we are from Naumesto, and if we have it in Maribor, we have to have a partner there. You know, you cannot just come there and say, "Hello, everybody, we have a book. Please come." And to think about publishing in other countries, because you don't know the taste of the people, you don't know the market, but I'm pretty sure I can find a publisher that would like to publish a book that doesn't cost him anything. You know, there are lots of publishers out there that will do that thing. So I have a problem even with finding a real partner and who is then also interested really in selling this book, not just making it. So it's, for me, it's like we are a publisher, then we are an agency, and also foreign publishers, and it's just mission impossible.
So before we conclude, maybe just two updates related to our discussion. The latest information about the automatic points for the EUPL award is that the agency is reconsidering to lower down the number of automatic points for the next call, which is supposed to be published in the beginning of next year. But the other information, which is not so positive, that the agency is also considering of publishing only the category 2 call next year, so only for the multi-annual projects. This is still not confirmed and not official, but I wanted to share it with you because we would like that all of us that are included in this chain would do our best to persuade our peers on the other side not to do it, because if this happens, I think that the majority of our publishing houses won't be able to apply next year. And I would like to invite you. You have the last chance today, to maybe share with all of us if you have any concrete idea how to, having in mind that the budget will not get bigger, much bigger. Okay, it might get bigger eventually, but not in a short term. So what would be your concrete proposals, to make this scheme more effective and useful for you? Do you have any other comments? You had already many proposals, like separate schemes or and so on. But anybody would like to? For me, it was interesting to hear the results on the promotion strategy, because actually the agency and the commission are explaining that the difference about the current program compared to the former one is that in the former program they were just supporting the production of books, so nobody had a clue what happens afterward when the book is printed. But then in this program, the agency, the commission, they want that the book is actually given to the reader. That's why so much stress is put on the promotion activities. But for me, it's shocking to hear that although you are investing more and more in promotional campaign, we noticed that Mladinska knjiga had authors in the fair that are supported, their translations are supported through Creative Europe. So I hope that, you know, not all efforts, promotional efforts are in vain. Are they really?
I do not agree with you, unfortunately, because for us as a really boutique publisher, the efforts to go around the country to visit libraries, especially libraries and language schools and community centers, it means we are educating the public, because the books are really focused on a specific theme, the refugees and migrants. So these efforts to educate public, I think it pays back slowly, but it pays back. We expand our audience. It is still very small, but we see people giving feedback to the publishing house via emails or Facebook comments, things like that. And for me, it helps a lot, because otherwise I won't have means to fund my travels around the country. So this, for me, works really good.
Or you can add suggestions for how to make it better.
So I wouldn't add any suggestions. But I just want to say that the promotion is really important. So it is the publishing business. It's a long distance run. So, and then building audience is also a long distance run. So that is something that we all need to invest into it, because and that is really helpful in this project. That you building the audience. To reading the books, to rediscover reading as an important thing, while what we see that there is too many others things that you distract your not only reading. So you can play games, you can watch movies, TV series. So there is opportunity is huge, and that is, and to promote reading and buying the books, it's really important. And that is when people had live connection with the author. That is something different, that you have only the posters or books in the bookstore. So that is really important, I think.
That's it. Renata, I want to...
Maybe I would like to add, perhaps you didn't understand. Well, I don't say that it's not important, but I said that it didn't help us to sell more. We did a lot of efforts also before. We had such...
Maybe you will sell less. Maybe you will sell less if you didn't play this.
Yeah, well, I was comparing those books with grants with books with no grants. Well, we are organizer of Children's Literature Festival that this year had 9,000 attendees with 140 events, and we do that for 7 years now, and we do a lot of things like that. Well, that money from you helped us to cover some of those costs. I don't say promotion is not important, but I say that there are so many readers, as they are, for good literature. For I am talking about young adults literature, and we are educating and building readers. But our experience is that we didn't sell more, so perhaps we would sell less. But it's our experience.
So maybe to wrap it up, we would like to invite everyone to join us for coffee and snacks and to have an informal talk. And we both, Matea and Sam, wish you much luck with your next applications, because luck is also something you need as students.
Thank you.